Live from the KMVT Digital Sports Desk, it's time for the Friday Night Blitz Preview Show.
Well, welcome into one of the final Friday Night Blitz preview shows. Could be the final depending on how our teams do this week, of course. I'm Brevin Monroe. She's Devaney Serta. We have 3 games on tap this week in state football semifinal action. Let's just jump right into it, starting, of course, with our 11-man action. Then we'll take our little break, come back, talk about some 8-man action. So let's talk about in 5A first. Twin Falls is hitting the road to take on the Hillcrest Knights. This matchup is one we've seen already this year, as Twin Falls in Week 7 took on Hillcrest, also on the road. They lost that one 49-28, but they put up 28 points in that game, so the offense clearly is not the problem. It's the giving up 49 points is where you have to lower that number if you want a chance to win it, especially here in a playoff game against a team that has made the state championship game now. I believe this is the 4th straight year that Hillcrest is looking to make it, so they have their work cut out for them in this matchup. But I mean, obviously, I mentioned, the offensive numbers are there. It's going to be about, can the defense step up, and they have the first 2 games of the playoffs.
And I think something else to mention is that, I mean, this Twin Falls, it's not that they have like an easy side of the bracket, but it's like you went against an undefeated Century team, and they're not bad. It's just that I think it just kind of goes to show just how impressive the conference that everyone is playing in down here, just because it feels like it's a little bit more competitive. You might have a couple of losses like Twin, Kimberly, which we'll talk about in a little bit, but they're able to compete with these other with just around the state, and it's like, while the other schools may have undefeated records, it's also like you kind of aren't really playing anyone. I mean, it's good that we saw this matchup earlier on in the season, and I think this kind of gives Twin a little bit of the edge, because it's like you've seen them, you know exactly what you do, but you can't be giving up that many points. So maybe there's a little bit of adjustments there. Yeah, no, and the defense, as I mentioned the past few weeks, they've only given up 7 points across 2 games. They've gotten a ton of interceptions, 3 last week, and I believe they had 2 the week prior. So they're ball hawking like probably as best as they could be right now. It's going to need to carry over into this weekend if they want to beat Hillcrest and get in to that 5A Milk Bowl game for the first time in a long time for Twin Falls. I believe it would be the first time since 2005. It would be their first state championship game appearance. So hoping for the best for them. And now moving down into the 4A classification, the Kimberly Bulldogs are also hitting the road tomorrow night. They're taking on the top seed in their classification, the Fruitland Grizzlies. Those 2 teams already played this year as well. Back in week 0, Devaney, you were out at that game. We've talked about it ad nauseum in that game. Kimberly did not have their starting quarterback, McCrae Bruning. They still gave up 49 points on the defensive end. They had everybody there. So that number, like we mentioned for Twin Falls, that number has to come down if you want a chance to win. And you got to be feeling good after how Fruitland looked last week. You know, only winning by 2 scores against a Buell team that, if you're Kimberly, you kind of dominated them when you played. Yeah, and I think something else that's really important to mention, again, Fruitland is one of those undefeated teams. So it's not a tough draw. It is a little bit of a tough draw for Kimberly. But I mean, after Kimberly lost to Sugar Salem, their offense has been a complete electric 180, and it's not even just the offense, it's also the defense. They've been able to read the ball so well, and I was doing a little bit of math, which I don't really like doing, but if you look at it, they have the closest game that they've had in the past couple of weeks since September was a 24-point game against Buell. Wow. So coincidentally, Buell is who Fruitland played literally last week. It was a 2-score game. So things are kind of looking good for Kimberly. If you're looking at a little bit of numbers, I just really think they need to go out, play a little bit. It might be a little muggy out there. Yeah. But not the most ideal football weather. But I mean, they just really have to go in, play their game, and just execute, and not really necessarily worry about the O-line. But that is going to be a tough task. Yeah, to get around. No, definitely, and obviously she's referring to the Division I commit for Fruitland on their line. They also have a quarterback that's heading to Idaho as well, a couple other D1 players getting looks. So, I mean, Kimberly, they got their work cut out for them, but if there's a team that can do it, I think it is this Kimberly Bulldogs team. They have a ton of talent on both sides. It should be a great one up there in Fruitland tomorrow night. Devaney, you're actually going to be heading up to that game, so we're going to have highlights for you here tomorrow night on KMVT at 10 o'clock. We're going to take a quick little break right now, but when we get back, we're going to talk about our 1 8-man game that we have on tap for this week. Don't go anywhere.
Friday Night Blitz Preview Show, sponsored by Lithia Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and DL Evans Bank.
At DL Evans Bank, we haven't invested in a deep line of digital banking services to help infuse more banking into your life. just more living. D.L. Evans Bank. This is community banking.
The Ram Make This the Summer event is going on now at Lithia Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Twin Falls. Right now, get $10,000 off new Ram 2500s, 3500s, Wrangler Rubicons, and Gladiator Rubicons. 10 grand off. A new way of doing business at Lithia Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Twin Falls.
Welcome back into our Friday Night Blitz mini preview show of sorts. We're now going to move into the 8-man classification, where we only have one team left in our area, and that's, of course, the defending state champion. Who wants to play here? There we go. The defending state champion, Cary Panthers here. They had a big win last week against Coeur de Christ, winning 40-36. I did not know that Coeur de Christ head coach actually was a former NFL player. He played 12 years. Kellen Clemens played for the Jets, a bunch of other teams. Absolutely crazy that they played against them. Big win for them on the road as well. And now this week, they're going to take on the top seed Council, as Cary's the 5 seed somehow. I think we talked about it that first week. Just so weird that the defending state champions have to go on the road and play this hard of a path through. But if there's any team that can do it, it's Cary. And the difference between this matchup, these two teams have not matched up. There's no common opponents. We don't really have much to kind of go off of. It's just going to be mano-a-mano. Who's going to come out on Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock and play the best game? And honestly, if you're Cary, you've only struggled really in one game this year against the 2A school, so you have to like your chances. But, of course, that game last week might have woke you up a little bit.
And I think something else that's really important to mention is that while they have a tougher seed, I mean, I just wish they got a home game. I really do. Just because, like, I feel like that community really deserves it, especially, like, state playoffs. Like, it's like one of those things where it's like, why are they – why did they not have one? But – and this will be their second Saturday game. So I don't know how it ended up working out, how they end up playing on Saturday. I'm sure those guys are very happy that they get a Friday night off. Yeah. Which will be really, really nice. But there's nothing much to go off of. It's going to come down to who's playing better that game, what can I do, and other than just really looking at film, there's nothing we can predict.
No, there's no way to really compare these two teams, because like the only 2A team that I saw on Council's schedule was KMVT, who's also in the semifinals, so a very good 2A team. They only lost by 4 in that game, so this Council team is probably going to be pretty good. But Cary, we've seen them time and time again this year. Jonas Aielli, Stockton Sears, they have some great players on the offensive side of the ball. Their defense has been great this year, too. I'm really excited for this game. Devaney, you're actually going to be heading to this one on Saturday afternoon as well, after a nice little overnight little trip by Fruitland. But this one should be another great matchup. Of course, we'll have highlights of this one on Saturday afternoon. We'll have the other two on Friday night. And that's going to do it for our little mini stream here, of course. It's crazy. Pretty quick one. Only 3 teams left. If we do have a team in the state championship or multiple teams in the state championship next week, you will see us again back here next week at 7 o'clock. If not, this will be the final one of the season. And thank you so much for watching. Have a good one. Best of luck to all the teams this weekend.